Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. It's Monday morning and we awake to the news that the England squad is complete, and it will be Ben White of Brighton, who is number 26. Remember, after that friendly against Austria, Trent got hurt innocuously, just clipping the ball away after receiving a throw-in. There was the gap. Gareth Southgate obviously had another game to play, and we heard it was going to be, quote, after the Romanian friendly last night, and he's gone the very, very next morning. I guess the decision was probably made last night and then announced this morning. So Ben White is in, essentially in place of Trent Alexander-Arnold. However, it's not quite that simple, is it? Because Trent was one of the four right backs, in fact, wasn't it? And there's another two left backs. So he's one of the 6 fullbacks in the squad. And it did feel like there was an oversaturation in that position. So it's not really that straightforward. We'll go through where we've got with this. And I think the appearance of Jordan Henderson yesterday for the second 45 minutes is key to all of this, isn't it? Because going into this, we kind of had it down to 3 players, didn't we? It was, if Henderson's not going to be ready or, you know, going to take longer than we were hoping, we were thinking James Ward-Prowse would probably be the guy, bolster up that midfield, make sure the number is right there. But Henderson played. Maguire, who knows? Really, frankly, who knows? And then if it was the case that Henderson's probably going to be ready, Maguire might not be, we then thought, okay, centre-half. And it was then Ben Godfrey or Ben White. So a couple of things happened yesterday that have worked well for Ben White. Obviously, Jordan Henderson returning was one of them, which kind of then locks up the midfield positions at Henderson, Rice, Phillips and Bellingham. And we should mention James Ward-Prowse. Now, England fans tend to fixate on the negative, frankly. They won't worry about who's going. They worry about who's not going, normally. And the conversation will today be about James Ward-Prowse because, and I do agree with this actually, I thought his set plays were excellent yesterday. And you could see in a bit of a blah game, you know, the chances created for Calvert-Lewin. He hit the bar and should have scored another one. And then in the second half where Calvert-Lewin and Godfrey are arriving, created 3 really tangibly good goal-scoring chances. And, you know, there is the thing, tight game, not really going anywhere. Fill up central midfield with an extra player, Ward-Prowse, win free kicks with Grealish or Foden, get him in the box. Do you know what I mean? There's many ways to win a game. So I can already see there'll be a it's not Ward-Prowse. And for that, we should say congratulations to Ben White. And you could tell yesterday, Ben Godfrey was played at right back and Ben White centre back. So it was almost like, and I thought Ben Godfrey played pretty well actually, had a good go at right back. And just quite funny that we got 100 right backs and end up playing a centre half at right back. The last friendly before the tournament, but it is what it is with the European finals, isn't it? And Trent getting hurt. But the fact that Ben White was tried at centre-back, a right-sided centre-back with Tyrone Mings left-sided centre-back, that kind of told you that he was ahead in Southgate's thoughts, that he got 90 minutes in his actual position. We also know Ben White can play central midfield, and he did in the friendly, didn't he, against Austria, the first friendly came on in central midfield. Yes, I do know Ben Godfrey can also play central midfield and did so for Shrewsbury on loan. Ben White's done it this season in the Premier League for Brighton. So that seems to be the reasoning for the pick. So we don't get, and England fans, as I say, are good at fixating on what's not happening rather than what is happening. We don't get James Ward-Prowse in his set plays, which, yeah, I get the argument. what we do get is a centre-half who, and his distribution was really good yesterday, just sliding those balls through. A year with Bielsa and with Calvin Phillips as well, 18-19, and a big transfer linked to Leeds, Ben White. Didn't go in the end. Brighton wanted to keep him, but now a season in the Premier League, and his climb's been really good, hasn't it? Like a lot of these players. I remember looking at the squad yesterday, it was very much made in the Championship, wasn't it? And now here is Ben White. So, in amidst all the debate about who's not there, we must say congratulations to Ben White. Newport on loan, Leeds on loan, Brighton in the Premier League, Euro 2020. Well played, sir. What an excellent rise, and a classy footballer he is. And let's be completely frank about this. He's in the depth chart. He's 5th on the centre-back list. If, and we've said this 1,000 times, Harry Maguire is in any way fit at whatever point in the tournament. So we assume now he's 4th on the depth chart, which, if Southgate goes with a back 3 at any point, makes him very close to being on the pitch. However, the last 2 friendlies have been played with a back 4. So, the story has gone. We were expecting a squad of 26. Then, I think the night before, we got told, this is a couple of weeks ago on a Monday, it was going to be a provisional squad of 33. Then we spent a week trying to figure out who the Southgate 7 were going to be. Can I remember them off the top of my head? Ramsdale, White, Godfrey, Ward, Prowse, Greenwood, Lingard, and one more that will be written in the comments 1,000 times that I can't remember who the other member of Southgate 7 is. Did I say Watkins? I can't remember. Anyway, then we had to figure those out. And then we thought it was all sorted, and then Trent got injured, and now we get this final switch around. I say final switch around. Remember, the England manager can go to that pool of players in the provisional squad up until the final game, the final day, which is Sunday for the first game against Croatia, even though the tournament kicks off a couple of days before. Let's have a look at the squad and see how it shakes out. Now we think we finally know exactly what it is. There are the keepers: Pickford, Henderson, Johnston. Looks like Pickford's number 1, Henderson's number 2. Johnston making his debut, made a hell of a save in the second half. So we were chatting about this in the stream yesterday. Why isn't Henderson having a crack? I think it was just to get Johnston a debut if he needs to be used. Henderson's presumably ready to go. Johnston's ready to go. I think Pickford had a good game against Austria and looks kind of, I think he said it himself, a bit calmer than before, and am I allowed to say mature without patronising a elite professional sportsman? But you know what I'm saying. So I think Pickford's your guy there. Fullbacks now, there are 5, and without wishing to rain on Trent Alexander-Arnold's parade, it's almost like the injury to Trent did Southgate a favour, because it solved the issue of the right-backs for him. Well, there's one now that he can't take. They're all very high calibre, aren't they? But that's what we're left with now. Ben Chilwell and Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw played yesterday, but Ben Chilwell won the Champions League the week before and is coming back late. Honestly, flip a coin on those two. I'm happy with either of those at left-back, if it is indeed a back 4, which it has been past couple of games. And then in the right-back position, you've now got Kieran Trippier, who's played left-back in the last 2 friendlies. Started against Austria and came on against Romania in the left-back spot. Kyle Walker, who obviously is known as the 3rd centre-back in the Southgate system. And Reece James, who also, like Ben Chilwell, won the Champions League. Look, we'll get into systems and strategies and what we think the 11 will be later in the week. However, it is pointing at a back 4 and trying to win the game in midfield, isn't it? So, given when we go on to the attackers roster, I am thinking back 4 now. But anyway, if we were going to play a back 3, we can now look at the centre-backs, of which we have 5, which looks a bit better balanced. Yes, I know I'm going to get comments saying there's still not enough strikers in this squad, Ben, but I don't think really I can argue with that. Stones, Maguire, Mings, Cody and Ben White. You would think in a back 4, the first choice would be Stones on the right, Maguire on the left. Then you've got Mings as the backup to Maguire. You've got Cody or White as the backup to Stones. And given a lot of us think Cody is in there if it's 3 centre-backs, I wonder how close it is neck and neck between Cody and White if Stones gets hurt. There has been a bit of a... it seems to be that the player we're piling in on, not me personally because I'm trying to be positive, but is Tyrone Mings. And let's be very frank about this, there's quite a high chance of him playing against Croatia if Maguire's not... Come on, be honest in the comments. Are you expecting Maguire just to appear from nowhere and land in the first 11 for that game? So it may well be Mings and Stones, with Mings being the left footer there, unless Southgate trusts him as much as some of the people in my stream did yesterday, and he goes with a couple of, you know, right-hand sided defenders and makes do there. We will see. But at least now 5 centre-backs, and if he does want to play a back three and Maguire's not quite there, he's got cover on the bench. And of course, again, Kyle Walker could play centre-back, Reece James could play centre-back, and in case of emergency, Jordan Henderson could play centre-back as well. So I think there is enough cover there through the squad. But that's the position where Southgate's now gone for the extra player. Put my tinfoil conspiracy hat on. Does that mean Mings is going to be starting against Croatia and Harry Maguire is not ready? Interesting. We will find out. Midfielders now. Great to see Jordan Henderson back. Not so great to see him missing a penalty. But that means we do now have 4, we think, fit. Roy Keane was very funny about this on ITV yesterday. He doesn't think Jordan Henderson's fit. Very binary sometimes, Roy Keane. If you can't start, you're not fit. That's it. End of argument. But maybe there's a bit more nuance than that. But yeah, he's a good watch anyway, isn't he, Keane? Henderson, Rice, Phillips and Bellingham. Remember, every England squad going into a tournament, there is a young player gets picked who looks really good, and everybody then clamours for him to start every game. That player is now Jude Bellingham, isn't it? Who's done really well in the 2 friendlies and put himself in position. Look, the first game is Croatia and Modric, isn't it? So Henderson and Rice would be favourite, but is Henderson ready to go? If not, it'll probably be Rice and Phillips. If not, you wonder how close Jude Bellingham is. Also, I'm sure we had a flat 3 at the end of the game. If Southgate really wants to just sit a line in midfield and there's no number 8 getting forward or no number 10 that look more like a 4-2-3-1, you could even line up with 3 of them. And I think it was Rice sitting with Henderson and Bellingham, was it? I think to end the game. So Southgate did try the flat 3 with no number 8 or number 10, essentially. So I'm glad he tried it. And, I mean, let's be honest, he can't win, can he? Whatever he does. If he goes with the flat 3 as too defensive, if he plays the 10 and we get overrun in midfield again by Modric, it's too attacking. So I'm glad he tried it. I'm not sure England fans would be pleased to see it in the first game, but Croatia was a fearsome opponent in 2018, wasn't it? There's midfield 4. And here's the really overloaded place in the squad now. Mount, Foden, Grealish, Rashford, Saka, Sancho, Sterling. Remember my definition. I call them attackers. Anyone who's not a central striker but is going to play 8, 10, inside, forward, etc. in a front 3, I've included in there. Lots of players in there, lots of talent, and this is frankly why the squad is unbalanced. This is why we only have 2 strikers or 4 central midfielders, because of all of these players in here. Remember, Bukayo Saka was the surprise sort of call-up. You might have expected maybe Saka not to make it. This is what I expected, and Watkins or Ings or Bamford, whoever, to go in as a 3rd striker. Southgate is obviously happy with 2, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Mount, I think, is a bit uniquely placed out of this lot, because he's, I think, the one who can go and properly sit in the midfield 3. I know Grealish did that yesterday, but we all know Grealish, get him on the front left and he's way, way more dangerous, isn't he? But, well, there you go. Let's speak about Grealish, because he was really good yesterday again, wasn't he? And for me now, you've essentially got 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. You've got Mount, who looks pretty good for the 10 in a 4-2-3-1 or the 8 in a 4-3-3, and Southgate loves him. Then you've got Foden, Grealish and Saka for the left-hand side, and Rashford, Sancho really for the right-hand side. Probably stick Sterling around that left-hand side as well. So there's a big battle in those positions. We are very, very oversubscribed, and unless we're going to play 30 minutes each down the left, we've probably got too many players. Remember also, people like Saka, Sterling, etc. can go down the right-hand side and play inverted, can't they? So I do still think we'll get comments saying that there's too many players in that position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, essentially, for 3 positions. If it's a 4-3-3, the number 8, excuse me, the number 8 position, and then the 2 wide forwards, or if it's 4-2-3-1, the row of 3 along the front. We've got 7 players there for 3 positions. Lots and lots of good players there, but lots and lots of them. And what that means is this is where we're now short-handed. And when you look through the squad, it looks balanced other than this now, doesn't it? With Harry Kane and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the only 2 central strikers. And if Southgate does want to go with a front 2 at any point, this is the front 2, unless he drafts in a Sterling or a Rashford, maybe a Sancho to play alongside Harry Kane, possibly, if he doesn't want to play Kane and Calvert-Lewin. I think Kane and Calvert-Lewin are different enough, because Kane's obviously got so good at coming short and playing number 10 and dropping people in, whereas Calvert-Lewin is an absolute monster in the air, isn't he? But cross the ball to him, give him some service, cross it into the box, get him between the width of the posts, and, you know, he's a threat. So I'm sure some people would like to see a Kane and Calvert-Lewin front 2. That would only happen in a 3-5-2 formation. And then, frankly, why do you then got 7 players for 1 position, haven't you, in the number 10, number 8 spot there? And that would really seem not very sensible. So that's why we think it's either going to be a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, depending on whether it's an 8 or a 10, or a 3 wing-backs, 2 holders, and then 3 around the front, a 3-4-3, essentially. But only Kane and Calvert-Lewin. And when you look through now with 3 keepers, what was it, 5 fullbacks, 5 centre-backs, 4 central midfielders, 7 kind of attacking players. Did I hold up 8 fingers then? Let's do that. 7, and then 2. It feels like 6 and then 3 with the attackers versus the forwards. Would have been more balanced. But look, this is where we are now, and we're going to look very silly if Harry Kane gets injured. If Harry Kane gets injured, we're probably screwed anyway, because he's a captain and a goal scorer. So, you know, it is what it is there. Maybe that's in Southgate's thinking. Look, if Kane gets injured, we're done anyway. So let's load up the other positions and assume we're not winning anything without Kane anyway. So, but you never know. You never know. Sometimes in tournaments, it's Schillaci for Italy wasn't the first choice. For God's sake, 98, Shearer and Sheringham, and then Michael Owen. My God, you couldn't not play him after the first couple of games, could you? So, God, look at the strikers we used to have. Don't start me, hey, on 90 strikers when we had Coyle and Fowler and Collymore, Shearer, Sheringham, Wright, Ferdinand. Oh, my God. And we did a bit on Blue Monday with Kieran Dyer talking about centre-backs when he was in there, and it was Campbell, Ferdinand, Terry, Carragher, Keown, Adams, Woodgate, King. Oh, dearie me. Maybe we're a bit better at centre-back then than we are now. But anyway, that's your England squad. Ben White has come in. Congratulations to him and his rise through Newport, Leeds and Brighton, England now. I've had my say. Now you have yours. Get involved in the comments. I am noticing a pattern that the glass does tend to be half empty when we're talking about England. And yes, it is reasonable to talk about, and I think it will be Ward-Prowse, particularly with the set plays. Now, I do think, given the position Southgate has put himself in, i.e. 7 attackers and 2 strikers, that this is the call, given the position he's put himself in. I get the argument, well, just don't put yourself in the position in the first place. Stick 3 strikers in and don't have 7 players for 3 positions off the front. I get that argument, and I'm sure there's going to be a fair number of people that would have picked James Ward-Prowse here and not Ben White. But it is Ben White, so I wish him the best of luck. Whether he gets on the pitch or not, we don't know, and I'm bored of guessing how fit Harry Maguire is because I don't know, and it's very frustrating. We'll certainly be able to make a better call between the Croatia game and the Scotland game, won't we? Because we'll know a hell of a lot more now. What's Henderson doing? What's Maguire doing? And what did Southgate do in the first game? But hey, that's all the fun of the fair, isn't it? Trying to figure out the lineup, and we will try and do that later in the week. So get your comments in on Ben White in essentially over Ben Godfrey and James Ward-Prowse not used, probably because Henderson seems to be on a good trajectory of his fitness, and maybe Harry Maguire does not to be on as good a trajectory as Jordan Henderson is. So look, there we go. Congratulations to Ben White. Get your thoughts in. The England squad is, we think, touch wood, complete, unless someone gets injured during training this week or something of that nature. But let's hope for a lovely quiet week coming out of England and no news about anyone getting hurt or any squad changes. And lots of nice pictures of Harry Maguire running around training, going into tackles and looking fit. We will see. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will catch you up a little bit more throughout the week, and then the tournament starts on Friday. I can't wait, and we'll have a good bit of debate about what the England team is going to be against Croatia. Will it be a back 4? Will it be a back 3? Will he stick up the midfield, and who will play up top? Let's be frank, we've got no bloody idea, have we? I'm already dreading even trying to put it out, but there you go. My guess will be as good as anybody's, won't it? So we'll find out. Right, thank you everybody for watching, and congratulations again to Ben White, who is number 26 in the England squad. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.